Well, yeah, you know what? Actually, Lincoln Riley actually won for the first time ever, won Cocksucker of the Year. So congratulations to him. I'll tell you what.
You know what, guys? In a nice way, y'all. We don't give a shit.
I'm with you on that, man. I think that should be. You look at the way the schedules are all lined up. If they really wanted to play that game and they wanted to play Bedlam, I got news for you. I know Brent Venables. He would never back down from that shit. He would make sure that non-conference schedule they'd get that game on there. That's a Mike Gundy thing, and I've got my discrepancies on that, and I've called that the way it is. And some people don't want to listen to it, don't want to understand that. I call it the way it is.
Pisses off Okie Light fans for sure. It definitely pisses off, but it's the facts. And Coach Roybal and I got them really pissed off in Okie Light land out in Stillwater at Big 12 Media Days a few years ago when we got him all lathered up about it.
Yeah.
He's all bitching and moaning about it. All Oklahoma had to do was not go to the SEC if they wanted to play. No,
I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. Oklahoma State's not going to change what we do because Oklahoma chose to go to the SEC.
To play. No, we know what it really is. You're 4-15.
Yeah.
And that's why they want to play it as a spring. That's why they want to play it as a spring game because it don't go on their record.
Yeah. It won't.
It's not another.
No more blood.
Not another
blood.
ass whooping. Yeah. Not another ass whooping.
With all the talk from administration and people saying that Oklahoma State needs to do this and that, all Oklahoma had to do was not go to the SEC. So it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, too, I think it's just utter stupidity on their end because, one, it helps their viewership. It's a rivalry game. I mean, like, I'm very big on that stuff, too. I'm big on the Pitt-West Virginia game. Pitt and Penn State should be facing each other, and Penn State doesn't want to face Pitt. I mean, I'm big on rivalries. College football,
dude, and
no matter how much it changes, college football is based on rivalries, and people want to see a heated game. They want to see a heart-to-heart game. We're seeing so much in terms of no more regional rivalries anymore. When you have those games on the schedule, it truly is. It truly is the prime time game of the day. People are watching that game, and the numbers and the viewership prove it. I understand with the conference realignment stuff that's going on. Whatever. But at the end of the day, when you have those rivalries, you are embracing the college game and you're bringing more viewers to the game. Because a lot of these games, people don't give a shit. I mean, there's no hatred towards some of these schools. They're like buddy. They're kind of giving each other high fives.
In the NFL, there's some hatred in the NFL, right? But college football is built on tradition and hate.
Yeah, and it's funny is you even mentioned that, like, when here in Pittsburgh, when the Steelers faced the Baltimore Ravens, I mean, it's one of the most physical games of the year, and the game sold out. The tailgates are nuts. I mean, you have 65 to 70,000 people in Acrisure Stadium. It's a different vibe. And college football, that's like times 10 because you have that one game a year where you have to beat that school because that's a school. It's not another organization out there. It's another rivalry. It's another university that you can't stand. You can't stand them, and they can't stand you. It's prime time. I mean, it's either put up or shut up, and it truly means more. The pageantry of college football. That's why I'm a college football guy. I love the pageantry. I love the bands that are there. I love the barking back and forth. I love the physical attributes of the game. I mean,
I like the cheerleaders.
There's so much back and forth. Yeah, the cheerleaders are good. And I'll tell you what. I told them we'll have a party afterwards.
Hey, JJ, can you also call Lincoln Riley and tell him don't be a puss because we're about to hit 100 years in our rivalry, and he wants to get out of it.
Well, yeah, you know what? Actually, Lincoln Riley actually won for the first time ever, won Cocksucker of the Year. So congratulations to him. I'll tell you what, Jagoff, I can't stand that guy. I mean, I can't wait till he gets fired.
Hey, how do you feel about Lincoln?
Jagoff of the Year.
Let's go, JJ.
Seriously, I can't fucking stand him. I can't stand him. He's the sleaziest, and it's any coach I talk to. It's not like it's like a personal opinion, like where I've watched at the Addis and stuff with Pitt. It's the fact that I know coaches who have told me he's an asshole, and he's still. And guess what? Whether it's Oklahoma or anywhere else, he cannot coach defense. It doesn't matter who's there. He can't coach offense now. And now he's in Southern California where guys have so many other things to do besides football. He can't control it. The guy's a jagoff. He's totally a fraud. He's a fake individual. He doesn't care about the players. I mean, he only cares about himself. He's getting paid a bag. I mean, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. So I'm sorry, man. I can't stand the guy. I think that's what's wrong with college athletics.
That's a
fact. Amen, brother. You're in the right room.
Damn, Skippy. There ain't no love lost for old stinking Lincoln in here, for damn sure. He's a fraud. He's a fraud. Hey, look, hey, you said it. You said it perfect. We don't have to mess with that any. But no, I want to go back to the rivalry stuff. The problem with what's going to happen, I think that the biggest thing that you're seeing in with this realignment stuff, and the concern that I have, is that it is more of these things going away, more rivalries going away. Because if you only get, and I'm still of the belief, I sent you that column. I know you read it, and I appreciated you sharing that too. But the thing I talked about is you cannot be cutting out, 3/4 of the country from this system, right? And expect it to continue being the golden goose, because it's not gonna be. But with that comes with, you cannot continue. I was always a big fan of Matt Rule until I started hearing what he was saying about, well, why would I continue? Why would I play an Oklahoma game? Why would I play those 2 games against Tennessee when I got to deal with what I got to deal with in the Big Ten? Are you fucking joking me? You're at Nebraska, dude.
Nebraska. What have they done in the past? What, they had their first,
It doesn't matter. You're still a blue blood. You don't walk away from any fight. Yeah. And it's Oklahoma, which is one of your biggest rivals. So there's no way you should say no to that game ever.
Well, that tells me he's scared. That tells me you can't say anything else, but besides you're scared.
That's the reason that Lincoln doesn't want to play Notre Dame anymore. It's not because they play a tough schedule. It's because he don't want to get his ass kicked anymore.
Marcus Freeman would own that entire series. I guarantee you, if they play 10 times out of 10, he probably wins 9 or 10.
Yeah.
I mean,
he lost that person he beat the shit out of him in the last 2 years.
That's what we like to call, in relative terms, it's called belt to ass. That's what that's called.
Yeah, absolutely.
He has the number 1 recruiting class right now, because they have like 12 more recruits than everybody else that have already committed to them, and they're still not in there yet. You still got their class average, which, by the way, that on this show I don't give a shit about recruiting rankings.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah. Because the transfer portal changes everything. The transfer portal has taken over recruiting to where you could have a top 5 recruiting class in 2020. In 2022, if half that class is gone, what does it matter anymore? So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's almost like each year your team is graded like the NFL each year. It's pretty much free agency. You're grading each individual team based on the actual roster of that year. That's that simple.
Right. Exactly. And what you start with, what they have right now, that doesn't mean they're going to be signing that letter.
They were number 1 in the country this time last year too. They ended up 15th.
Yeah. So and hey, where did he go to hire his GM, guys? The people that were kicking his ass.
Yeah.
He went to Notre Dame and got Chad Bowden.
And I'm kind of shocked, to be honest with you. I mean, knowing that whole situation, I'm kind of shocked he left. And I understand money purposes and whatnot, but I'll tell you what, that's a sinking ship. I mean, if you want to, it's different when you go it's different when you go to like a bigger ship and a nicer ship that's going to hit the water and get going. Yeah. That doesn't mean you jump off one ship and head onto the Titanic. That's not really cool. That's not how it goes really well. It's called a sinking ship.
And I tell you, I think what happened to Chad, I think that he was told that he wasn't going to be the GM, and he bolted. And good for him. Now I tell you what, guys, he's been talking a lot of shit.
Yeah.
About Notre Dame too.
That's beautiful, though. That's beautiful.
Oh, it is beautiful.
Break up the fucking rivalry. Let's go.
Yeah, that's what I love.
I was thinking they're on the schedule next year. Shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And I tell you another thing that's interesting from Notre Dame's perspective, guys, is that when Bowden started talking shit, we've offered more people in California than we ever have. And it's basically drawing a line in the sand because Bowden, he's saying, what he's saying is we're going to keep our people from California at USC. And Notre Dame's basically saying, hey, screw you. we're going to come into your back door. Not only do we kick your ass, but we're going to come into your back door and we're going to take your kids from you too. So we'll see.
Well, then I tell you though, I'm surprising that they went and got somebody to do that because they haven't been getting California. Oregon owns the state of California right now.
Yeah.
Oregon and Alabama actually.
You're right.
Killing it there.
You're right.
So for him to even, I mean, that's what you better be doing if you're USC. Like, and you've heard their fans have been throwing a shit fit about it. That it's like, hey man, we've got to make sure that we're winning because you have to win your state. You have to win your state.
Except for our boy USC Jay, he's big on Lincoln, and I love him.
He's big on USC. He believes in what Jen and them. He believes in that defensive staff, and he's trying to be. Yeah, he's a little delusional about Lincoln sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think that he's more believing in what they're doing on the other side. Danton Lynn, Coach Henderson.
Right. Danton Lynn's doing a great job.
Yeah, they just brought in one of the Ryan brothers. You know, they've done a good job as far as defensive guys. I don't know how much that necessarily helps, but they've done pretty good on that defensive side of the ball and who they brought in.
Well, from where they used to be.
Matt Ince was there until last year. Matt Ince was there, and he just took the Fresno State job. So, you know, I mean, I think they've done a good job as far as that's concerned. But
yeah,
the thing is Lincoln going to he still hasn't put a complimentary offense out there yet.
And he won't.
Yeah, I still don't know that he ever will. I don't know that he ever will. I
think the game passed him by. The college game has passed him by in terms of how to put together a roster, understanding your spending limits.
He never knew what that was. It wasn't that it passed
I think he was on the coattails of people.
Yeah. I mean, think about it, JJ. He came in and the recruiting machine was running.
Stoops helped. Yeah, Stoops did everything for him. Yeah.
Yeah. So he didn't have to hire coaches. He didn't have to do, I mean, a little at a time, but it got progressively worse year after year at OU.
Yeah.
Then he leaves because he didn't want shit to do with the SEC. They're beating the hell out of him every time they got to the playoff, and which the only reason they got to the playoffs is because the Big 12 was dog shit at that point. Including Texas. I mean, when the next best team is Baylor. Yeah. And I mean, so it made him look a lot better than what he was.
Yeah.
Now he's had to go, and even with the Heisman Trophy winner, they couldn't beat Utah. That year they didn't play Washington or Oregon. And so it looked really good. Since then, 7-5, 6-6. Because he's had to build it up.
Which have been predicted here.
Yeah.
Which have been predicted here.
Both of them.
Yep. I can tell you this too. His teams are not built for the Big Ten. You know, I'll tell you what, out west, the premier program out west right now, and it will be for a long period of time, is Oregon. That's the premier program out west. But when you look at overall how Lincoln wants to play versus how the Big Ten plays, especially when October, November, and December come around, he's not built for that. He has no idea how to adjust. He's completely mismanaged the quarterback position. I think he's had some great quarterbacks over there.
He's had some great ones.
And he can't develop them. And I think Miller Moss is going to be a stud at Louisville with Jeff Brom. I think he's a tremendous quarterback coach and offensive coordinator. He's a stud down there.
He waited too long to pull the plug there last year and go to the other kid because the other kid is dynamic in ways. You know what I mean? He
is.
He can play, man. He can play.
He'll fuck that up. He'll fuck that up, though.
Well, I mean, we haven't seen it. We haven't seen him doing very well with it lately. So I don't know. I mean, I tend to believe he still knows what he's doing at that. I still think he's one of the best play callers in the world, but he hasn't been the last couple of years. And I think that all those other things of being a head coach that he never really had to do before is now catching up with him. And if it wasn't for that contract, his ass wouldn't already be there.
Yeah. Yeah, they can't afford to fire him.
No, they owed him $80 million or some shit.
Yeah, he ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't think.
Hey, he's got a cakewalk, guys. Yeah. And like JJ said, he doesn't give a damn about anybody but himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From any coach I've ever talked to, that's the first thing they say. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. He's in that building for himself. It doesn't matter. You work for him. You don't work with him. How he treats his players.